Yep, it's me. I'm back. Yep, the guy that you saw rebuilding the belt system on the ZT 1844 Bandit. This is my other machine. It's the Bandit 2550 4x4. Was my main machine. I do an urban environment, so I'm in the city area. It's got a diesel on it. I think 45 horsepower Kubota. Has a lot of torque to it. I enjoy it. It's been a great machine. It's got a push blade on it. It's 4x4. Hydraulic cutter head. Use a hydraulic pump. There's no belts involved. But, as I stated in another video, this machine has about 600 hours on it, and I know you see something missing in there. That's my pump. Pump went out, but it actually was still running, but making a little noise. And sent it out, took it out, had it sent out, checked, and it was halfway failing. So it's a good time to tear it down and rebuild it. Sent out to be rebuilt, and the company that rebuilds them told me, hey, it's only $100 more for a new pump rather than rebuilding an old one. So I said, hey, give me a new one. This pump, let me get a zoom up of it, maybe you can see. There's all the numbers on it. It's also used in the oil field. Oh, how you like that? Luckily, I'm in Oklahoma, and Oklahoma and Texas is oil country. So they didn't have it in stock. Took about 3 weeks to get. And I'm going to start putting it back together. And I'm just going to make this video real short about it. And there's some quirks about this machine that I'm going to do some improvements to it or suggest some to the factory. My buddy and I, he runs one of these remote control across the street from me. He came up with an improvement and we gave it to our Bandit dealer a couple of years ago. And honestly, the guy stole our idea, sent it to the factory, and I guess he got some kind of little reward for doing that on his credit when he had nothing to freaking do with it. I'll show you what it is. This is a cable engaged for the pump, okay? Comes across, the cable comes down, comes under. The end of this is what we put on it, okay? See how that pivots? It goes on the end of a lever for the pump. And it's this is tougher, and it can take a lot more pressure, especially in the wintertime when you're trying to engage one of these pumps. It's a little stiff, so this will handle it better. The one that was on this, looked like came out of the deal, and it looked like, honestly, it looked like a zert. I don't know what the proper name for it. It looked like a grease zert, kind of rounded, and it went into a little clip. Well, it failed. It failed on his, failed on mine. This, I think it's a 7/16 called rod. They're called rod ends, okay? They're basically the same as what's down here that turns your steering on these machines. Basically, it's just a miniature version of them. So you can get that. A lot of times bearing supply places will have them. I don't have the box or anything it came from, but I'll kind of try to find one again. If I do, I'll post it in a link, okay? It's a very quick fix. This is the best way to see it with the pump out, because all that stuff bolts onto it and goes on the back side of the pump, all right? So there's a pump. In front of it is another hydraulic motor. I'll be putting this, goes on the other end of that. I'll show you how to do that. But when you take them apart, make sure and do this. I went and got a brand new O-ring, big one. And I got it from a supply house that sells O-rings. Okay, and oh, one more thing you need to know. Don't try to do it without it. To connect this pump to that pump, you just see where it slides in and it bolts, but it won't do any good because one end, it's got a big splines. The other end with the fine splines goes in the pump. This one goes on here and fits in there. There's a lock in there, a little pin that puts it all in the right amount of depth. And that one slides in there and everything goes good. So that locks into there. See how the wonderful world is. When you get a new pump, it comes with one. But just in case you send out to be repaired, pull that piece out and put it in a plastic bag or a box and hold it till you get it back. Because you might not get it back and then you'll be like, oh shizzle. Okay? Anyway, that's all for today. I'll post this later on this week and then I'll show you all the things that go wrong with this machine. Oh, I will tell you something else that goes wrong with it. Later when I open this up, there's your hydraulic control box in here. After a while, they start leaking out of places here. And on the box itself, there's little Allen head, I guess, where you clean out the oil ways inside the control box. Those have little O-rings on them, and they dry out after a while with the heat from the hydraulic oil. And you just take them out, put new O-rings on them, put them back together. And it's a little tight trying to get this stuff out, but I suggest to the factory make a better access panel to where you could possibly get in this real good and get at all those fittings. That would be a dream come true, but that don't always happen. Anything else today? I think that's all. We'll leave it that way today. And I'm going to start putting this thing together. And another thing is, when you take it apart, take a video of you taking it apart. Mark stuff, because after 3 weeks, if you're old like I am, you get a little like, shit, where did that hose go? Where did that one go? But I'm kind of lucky. I'll show you why. I'm going to show you an older one outside my buddy has. Bandit helped him out. He got a brand new one of it, and I'll show you the difference. This runs a Kubota motor on it, 45 horse. He's got a new one on his trailer running, and it runs, I think it's a Kohler 50 horse diesel. Oh God, it's beautiful. Uses a different type of clutching system. It doesn't use this kind of engage pump that you manually engage. It has electronic on it. Like, I don't know the whole system yet because I haven't played with it. But I'm going to show you an old one outside that he's dropped over in my shop because he's got a motor problem. And I'm going to show you something that wears the hell out, and my brother and I are coming up with a cure for it. Some of you guys, I don't care what machine you have, a Carlton, whatever, you'll all use hydraulic rams to move it left, right, up, and down, right? These arms here typically wear out. I'm going to show you how bad they can wear in a second. My buddy Oscar, he runs his machine 6 days a week, all the time. He greased it, but you know what? He runs his machine. It's remote control. Let's go out here and see it. He runs his remote control, and he runs it on a fast swing, and you better grease every day because look at here. You see all the play he's got? He was wondering why I was going funky with him. Kind of head would move. Let's see how much play is in the head. Hold on. Hold on. Nope, we're good that way. Is there play this way? Oh my God, look at that. The machine ain't even on, I'm grinding stumps. Wow, look at that. You see the freaking play in here? I can put my finger in it, okay? Metal on metal, something's got to fail. My brother and I have come up with contacted a company. I think they're from Germany. They make for everything, backhoes, everything. They make a brass, I think it's aircraft brass, that goes in there with another sleeve and it compresses. When it wears out, you unbolt it out, pull it out, and you're back in the field in 15 minutes, okay? But we'll make a video on that. He has a special order. He's got a machine just like mine with the swing out protection on it, okay? So that's the only difference too. All right, so anyway, hey, God loves you, I love you, and you know what? Leave a comment there, the thumbs up, leave it whatever, you hate my guts, whatever it is. But hey, if I helped you out, subscribe, help me out. And, you know, shoot, I'm supposed to be rebuilding Mustangs right now. What the hell am I doing, stump guys? Oh, it's winter time. It's the time we do our crap. Anyway, God bless, have a great one, guys.